As a multi-species angler, I have come to appreciate all types of fish. However, one species that will always rise to the top of my list of favorites is the smallmouth bass. These fish range throughout a large chunk of the country, but are especially prevalent in the north. I spent a long weekend in northern Michigan with my family and decided that I was going to pursue these feisty fish. Welcome to Northern Bronze.
Oh boy.
On day 3, I loaded up on a big French toast breakfast, and then I decided to pedal about 1.5 miles into a new area.
There he is, up shallow. All right, dink. Probably a Rocco or a really small smallmouth. That's a Rocco. Oh man, I got my hopes up there for a second. Set the hook, I'm like, all right. And then it's like, okay, just a little tiny Rocco. Man, I've been trying to fish offshore. It is so windy and I have not had a bite, so I don't necessarily know what to think. What I'm sitting on right now is like a major main lake point, and I've tried a lot of different water depths, anywhere from about 10, 12 all the way down to about 35. Oh, confusing, confusing. This lake is confusing. All right, back out to the break line, despite the fact that I can't catch squat.
I spent several minutes working the break line, but only managed to catch a couple little smallies, anywhere from 22 to 28 feet deep.
But it doesn't seem like... What? No! What was that? What was that? I was like singing to myself, making up songs. There he is! That has to be a smallmouth. It might be a rock. It's probably a rock. Wait, that's a smallie. That was out here in 34 foot. I think that's a little smallie is what that is, boys. All right. Not the caliber of fish I'm looking for, but it's the right species, for crying out loud. Little buddy, wow, you're a little bruiser. Buddy, go back. 34 foot of water? Yes, sir. I've been fishing hard out here, man. Okay, let's try this deeper range. I'm sitting in 39 now, casting it probably into about 30. There's a reason that fish was down there, and my guess is there's more down there. The problem is, I'm probably nowhere near where I hooked that fish right now. It's so hard to stay in the same position in a kayak. I have now caught fish in various depths. I think I caught one maybe in 6 foot the other day. I've caught some fish in that 8 to 12 range, and now I've caught fish anywhere from 22 out to 34, so that's good. We're just really honed in on a serious pattern right now, as you can tell. It's better to burn out than to fade away. Hey.
I spent a few more hours fishing deep and simply couldn't figure them out. After essentially losing my mind on the water and only catching one more little smallie up shallow, I decided it was best to head in and save my energy for the next day.
Hello and welcome back. It is day 4, and despite the fact that we haven't done very well for the first 3 days, I trust the process. On day 1, we proved there's some fish over in this spot, so I'm actually gonna go back there. Even though we didn't have luck on day 2, I trust there's fish in that area, so I'm gonna work it for about an hour. If I don't do well there, then I will move water yet again. I'm basically committing to another great day of leg exercise. I've been covering a ton of water out here, and man, my legs, my quads are feeling it, just straight feeling it. That being said, there is big bronze smallmouth to catch, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. It may be hard, but we're gonna make this work. The thing about challenging fishing is once you finally start to figure things out and get those bites, it's that much sweeter. So today, we're gonna get that sweetness. We're gonna catch them fish, I believe. Let's go.
Oh my gosh, giant's following it. Holy smokes. That's a big smallmouth. Oh my lord. Holy smokes. He's cruising along the bottom. It was a freaking donkey. I see him. Wait, no, that's a smaller one. There's a couple of fish here. I knew this spot was high potential. It's got the population. I just gotta figure out how to make them bite, man. Maybe the jerkbait will draw the bite. After all, we do know that Ned Rig is indeed for life. So I'm just going with a 1/16 ounce black mule jig. Then we're gonna rig up a green pumpkin goby finesse TRD. All right, that didn't take long. Ned Rig for life, guys. Ned Rig for life. All right, just had to slow down and fish my confidence bait. Now this is not a very big one. Oh gosh, dang it. That's what they do. That's part of the reason we all love him so much. He had a nice little shake there. It's like he's done that before. I was kind of horsing him. Also, I'm throwing this on not my Ned Rig rod. I am going to switch this to my other rod. Bye-bye drop shot. I love ya. You're great, but we're Ned rigging. Using too stout of a rod with a Ned Rig is just not the play. A lot of people make that mistake, but for me, if you're using this light equipment, you got to pair up that rod properly. There we go. Gosh, he's running right at me. I need to tighten my drag. There we go. Just a little guy. I don't know why my drag was so loosened. Something happened there. But I'm gonna land this fish because I've got it on the proper rod and it just absorbs that hook a lot better. It's just a dink, but it's a start, man. It is a start, and I hooked him actually really good. Little buddy, thank you. Thank you for playing. My gosh. It's been a challenging couple days, but we're finally dialing something in. You know, it's funny, I definitely fished some Ned Rig on and off camera. I was trying to experiment a little bit, to tell you the truth. I tried throwing some heavier ones, but I just, I shouldn't have done that. That 1/16 ounce is just such a miracle worker. Fishing the heavier stuff is great and all if that's your style, but it's not my style. And so I needed to stay true to my style of fishing. And now that I am getting back to my style of fishing, it's paying off. I'm gonna stand up and keep my eyes peeled. Oh, there goes one. I'm gonna lead him and see what happens. Man, these fish can see me, that's the problem. He probably is spooked, but I just led him, put it out there in front of him, see what happens. I'm sure a lot of smallmouth see this before actually hooking one. There's one. I can't tell if it's big. He's running at me. Now he's running sideways. Oh, my biggest one today, that's for sure. It's like he doesn't even really know he's hooked. Oh gosh, this could get interesting here in a second. Oh, there he goes, there he goes. Okay, there we go. He's not really fighting that hard, but I feel like he's about ready to turn on the gun. There he went. Oh, it's a good one. That's the fish we're after. That might have been the fish I saw, to tell you the truth. He's not fighting too hard. I don't know why. Here we go. That is sketchy when they do that crap. This is a nice fish. Nice fish. Get up here, get up here, get up here. Ethan, there you go, yes. Guys, this is the fish I was after. This is the fish I was after. It's not the 20-incher yet, but it's a step in the right direction. Yes, 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 yes. He jumped, scared me. If I would have hooked him on that other rod, I probably would have lost that fish, but it's a good thing I took the time to re-rig on the proper rod. That's a long fish, guys. Northern bronze we were after, guys. All it took was rigging up a Ned Rig and slowing the heck down. Oh, thank you. 1/16 ounce mule jig, finesse TRD, green pumpkin goby, one of my favorite colors that Z-Man offers. That's a nice 17 3/4. It's a beauty. Guys, a 17 3/4 is a beautiful fish. And that is what we're after. We're looking for his big brother though. 20-incher is what I'd love to catch. But I tell you what, this is the best fish of the trip, and I will certainly take him. Boom. Oh, I'm trying to be quiet, to tell you the truth, because these fish have been so finicky. So essentially, the main difference between this spot and a lot of the others I've fished is there's sand everywhere you go, and it extends out to a major drop. Well, this spot is tucked up in a corner, and it actually features a lot more shallow rock, and there's less sand, and the drop off is way farther off the bank. And so this is basically just a big pea gravel flat. And I think that these smallmouth really like it because it's something different. They can blend in a little bit more, and there's probably a lot of like small crustaceans and whatnot here, so they've probably got a lot of food to eat. We're still really close to deep water if they want to get off on that deeper break, but the reality is this is the most different location that I can possibly find within a couple miles of where I'm staying. Oh, snap. That's a big fish. I just saw a big fish on this rock pile. He scooted off. I think he saw me. I mean, if I can see him clearly in 10 foot of water on the bottom, it's not a small fish. If you can see him that well, 10 feet of water on the bottom, cruising along the bottom next to boulders, I'm telling you, that's a big one. Holy smokes. Okay, that rock pile. Okay, that rock pile. I need like a vantage. There he is. I was trying to get a... Dang it. I pulled the hook out of his mouth.
Shoot. I don't know what happened there. I think I had too much slack on my line when I set the hook. I was a little late. And it just pulled free. It just pulled free. I don't know. There he is. There he is. Oh boy, here he comes. God, they jump so high. They jump so high. Oh man, here we go, here we go. Oh boy. I just definitely freak out a little bit every time they jump. Like, they are hard fish to land when they do that, and that is what is so fun about these things. He's not even that big, but he's dogging me. He's fighting harder than that big one. Fighting harder than the big one, that's for sure. Holy smokes, here we go again. Okay, come on, come on, come on, come on. God, every time they do that, I freak out a little. Okay, not a big fish, but a hard fighting fish. And that is exactly what we're after, man. Oh, I love these fish so much, guys. Wow, well, I hooked him just dandy. If I could just get that hook back, that would be good. May I have that? Thank you. Man, beauty, guys, beauty. Maybe this is cheating, but I don't care. I'm gonna do a Ned Rig to my left, Ned Rig to my right. We're gonna fish both of them until we get a bite. La, da, 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 da. That was actually pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. There's a fish. The 2 Ned Rig strategy paid off. 17 foot of water. This might be a Rocco. Yes, sir. It's actually a giant freaking Rocco. Look at this big old meatball, my lord. It seems these rock bass are just so thick in that like 15 to 20 range. Man, that's a freaking meatball. Look at him. Just a beefcake. Look at him. Daggum, buddy. See you later. Why is my drag all screwed up? I bet this is a little Rocco. I can pretty well guarantee it's a little Rocco. And what do you know? It's a big Rocco. There is a huge number of these guys, and they all use that 18 to 22 range. Something tells me that I gotta stay either shallower than this or deeper than this to find the smallmouth bass. And based on today's success rate, I think we want to just keep fishing shallower. Okay, I've got a game plan. I am going to work my way that way a little bit, fish this bank a little bit more, all the way from 6 to 12 feet, kind of that depth we've been catching fish at. If I don't succeed, I am going to pedal like 1.5 miles away because I'm a crazy man, and I'm gonna go try to replicate this pattern somewhere else that I saw on the maps that looks kind of like it. It might not work, and I also might not pedal that far. It depends on what we find over here. But if we don't find fish over here, we're gonna do it, and that's gonna be rough. Okay. That's my game plan. I don't know if it'll work or not, but let's get after it. I've been catching fish from that swimming dock right there down to about that house, maybe the length of a football field, and anywhere from about 6 to 12 feet. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start working from that swimming dock over, and if we catch fish in that same depth range, we know that this bank actually is still good. If we don't catch fish here, like I said, I'm gonna pedal like 1.5 miles. I don't really want to do that, but if I have to, I will. So I'm going to start going that direction. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. It kind of stinks because it's so far away. We'll see how much energy I have. I'm gonna give it my all, but ultimately, the further I go that way, the further I'm gonna have coming back. Okay, so I'm about 60% of the way to where I wanted to get to, and I started seeing some big rock piles in the shallows. So I made a cast, and first cast up to the rock pile, I hit probably about a 16-incher, and made me feel a little optimistic about this move I'm making. Man, I've been pedaling a long ways. Yeah, there's definitely some good rock up here. This spot might lay out pretty similar to the other spot. The only difference being the channel is a lot closer to this spot, so it's not quite as shallow and tapering, but it's still rock up in the shallows, and it appears to come out to at least 10-12 feet, which is a very good thing. Okay, nice and slow. Patience. Oh my gosh, I was going up there to mess with my camera, and one was carrying it. I don't know how big he is. He's got some head shakes. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Not big, not small. He's feisty. He's pretty fat too, and he's freaking feisty, dude. I was going up there to mess with my other GoPro, and this guy just popped it. They're all about this color. It's that light bronze.
Such a neat fish, man. Powerful fish. Woo! This big rock pile has got it going on. This thing looks like it is huge. I've got at least a couple 100 yards of this. So the fact that we've caught a couple fish is extremely promising. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, after day 2, I was starting to worry. I was starting to think, this might not be near as good as I was hoping. Day 3, I felt even worse. I'm like, day 3 was my worst day, which is crazy, right? You know, you'd think by day 3, you'd kind of figure a few things out. Yesterday was literally my worst day. Well, today's been my best day. So things can change in a hurry, and I'm actually glad things have worked out the way they have. It's been a good lesson. It's like you can't expect to go to a new body of water and just smash them right away. Perseverance and putting in hard work is what it takes. And I guarantee you this, I have been working my tail off out here. I feel like I might catch a fish on this cast. Just slow down. Wait, there's a bite. I literally called that. He's coming at me. I can't tell if he's big. Feels like a small one. Yeah, he's gotta be a dinky. Oh, it's a rock bass. Huh. That's the shallowest rock bass I've caught. Oh, he's peeing. Buddy, why are you peeing? Oh, man. There's one. God, they're just so random. They're just scattered, guys. They're scattered. Another decent one. Another decent one. He was on like a random little isolated rock, kind of like a rocky flat, and there was like one isolated bundle of it right in the middle. I cast it up there and he popped it. Pretty fish. He's pretty long. Not like the biggest thing in the world, pretty long though. Woo, that little tail kick. God, they're feisty. Oh, something bumped that. Something definitely, oh. What the heck? He broke me off. I think there's technically pike in here. I can't imagine that's what that was, but it was just such a clean slice, and I just checked my line not that long ago. What is going on? Why? Why do we have this? And now I've got a huge tangle in my line. I'm gonna have to cut all that off because this is not salvageable. Minor delay, but I'm just gonna throw all this line away. Fortunately, I brought some leader line, so I'm actually gonna go ahead and re-rig a whole new leader and get my Ned Rig back on there. Between the broke off fish and then the tangled line, we had ourselves a nice little dilemma. I feel like I'm in the general vicinity of where something broke me off, but I can't even remember. It all kind of looks the same. There's a fish. Oh, he popped off. Obviously, I hooked over myself there. That's the one bummer with some of these Ned Rigs. Every now and again, you'll have crap like that happen. There he is. I bet that's the same fish. I bet that's the same fish. Not that big. Whoa, nice jump. Nice. Oh, don't get in my drive. Don't you dare get in my drive. Holy smokes, mouthful of Ned Rig. My goodness, buddy. All right, well, I'll take it. I feel like if I just keep doing this, if I just had more time, I would be able to find one of those really big ones. I feel like I'm fishing the right pattern. Those big fish are probably here. It's just a matter of putting one in front of his face. Okay, I tell you what, the next mile of water all looks really good, and I've identified it on maps as something that's very similar to where I originally found fish. Unfortunately, I don't have all the time in the world. I want to go back and spend the 4th of July with my family, so I'm gonna start making my way back there. That being said, my plan is to basically power finesse fish. What I mean by that is I'm gonna zoom back, but every time I see like a big boulder or something coming up, I'm gonna slow down, hit it with a couple casts, and see if I can catch a couple more smallmouth bass. If there's anything that I've learned from this weekend, it's that it's confusing and these fish are not predictable necessarily. I finally found what I feel is a good pattern, but of course, it's kind of on that last bit of time I have in the fishing trip. If I would have found this pattern earlier, man, I probably could have caught some nice ones. But hey, you know, it's a learning process. It's just part of it. And I'm certainly still thankful for everything that I've got accomplished over this trip. He was carrying it. Oh, I thought he was bigger than that for a second. Man, they all fight hard. Okay, small and feisty. See ya, bud. He's been carrying it. Just a little guy. Let's just land this fish. Come on, no more lost fish. There we go. All right. Ow, stop it. Ow, ow, ow. Your dorsal fins are hitting me. Stop it. Okay. That's how they go. They're so dang feisty.
As I reflect on these 4 days of fishing, it would be easy to focus on the missed opportunities and negative aspects of this trip. But rather than do that, I can't help but feel a sense of pride, knowing that I overcame a challenging situation, dialed in a pattern, and was able to catch some beautiful northern bronze.